thanks for staying with us. So, I mean, this is a really painful conversation to have. There are many layers to this, and I think it's been pointed out. I'd like to reiterate some of those things. Number one, let's start with the father. Yes, obviously he had anger issues. Unattended anger issues could have caused him such that you see the police and you're already confrontational, or you refuse to stop and listen to what the police is saying, or even try to address their concerns. Secondly, the police also missed their targets. That's an issue. Because if you're a trained police officer, you shouldn't miss a target. If you're trying to target the tires, is the tire you should be targeting. How in the world do you then shoot at the tire and it hits a passenger on the back seat? There's a problem.
The fact is that he didn't miss the car. Morayo, all I'm thinking is, we want this police officer tried. But are we going to say that this police officer does not have a defense?
Oh, it certainly has. You've established that.
So now, I want to talk about...
Let me talk what you mean, I'll come back to you.
Okay, so because I feel that it's the easiest person to blame here, the easiest group of people to blame here are the police officers. And that's because we've had several stories about them. It's easy to just blame them. Thank God there were videos. If there weren't videos, we would have had probably a case of lynching of the officers, or a case of jungle justice happening one way or the other, burn down of police station. But here is the thing. We are not addressing the massive elephant inside the room. People have killed police officers, FRSC officials, they have killed last mile officials by not stopping when they are being stopped. They run through them, broken legs, loss of lives of law enforcement agencies, because people refuse to stop when they say stop. You feel like they just want to beg you for money. You feel they just want to disturb you. They are going to just delay you. You are not a criminal, but you don't stop. Without realizing that the moment you don't stop, you are giving them validity. There's this justifiedness within them to do everything to stop you, because if you don't have something to hide, you will stop. So this, for me, is something, this is a major lesson we need to learn. When a security official flags you, stop. If you have committed a crime, explain, stop. If they're going to fine you, they'll fine you. But here is irresponsibility that has been happening around us a lot. Some drivers even enjoy it. They feel it is like a game. Mo dodge. I showed him. He tried to solve me a me. That, as in, like, I'm wondering, what are we doing? And many people do it. This is a very terrible lesson that has cost a life for us to learn what we have learned in the first place.
Now, I'm looking at a very foolish decision to escape a police and smashing car to this point, but the post gunshot action is even more provoking. So this father jumps out of the car, obviously confronted the police officer, because by the time the video showed him, he had a torn shirt. He kept going car from car, supposed to holding his child and asking for help.
At that point, he wasn't.
He mad from house.
At that point,
now from house, this
child
man mad come outside. Because I don't understand it. For me, I say one thing all the time. If Pikin go keep papa and mama at birth, now mama they kill. Do you know how many women die on the hospital bed? To now have your child die anti-clockwise because of the fault of a man that you married and born the child for, it's not something that I find forgivable. Because the mother of this child is somewhere thinking my child is safe, and the father has decided to be an idiot.
He's a madman.
At the time there was a gunshot, you never reach where you go stop the car and come out and ask for help and rush your child because my actions have just led to this accident. Police officer, take everything, give them food, but my child to the nearest hospital.
But you know why he would not want to do that?
Because they shout, they fight police. They don't kidnap police. Kill your
Let me just add something. You know why he would not want to do that? He may take the child to the hospital, and before he comes out, the police people have disappeared, and he will not have anybody to hold. This is Nigeria, and it happens. And if you clearly watch,
you see, like
he was not rational from the beginning. You expected him to be rational at the end. When he feels like he has lost something, he will not be. So in his mind, if I don't hold this person down now, that is it.
Okay, point taken. Mariam, let me
well, in explaining that, I also feel that he wasn't rational. And for me, I will even separate it from the fact that he was trying to escape the police. I can imagine being faced with your dying child. I mean, even in circumstances that are not as dramatic as this, we've seen people act in such a very irrational manner. But that is where I now called passers-by. That was where someone else who was a bit more rational should have stepped in. Why also the Oyo State road safety people as well, because they also have training, that their training could have kicked in to see what can we do to save the life of this child. So we didn't see rationality anywhere. We just went crazy back and forth. Now, you know, with what you said earlier, Tope, you know, I couldn't agree with you more that the issues we have, which is Nigerians always trying to see how much faster they are than the police. You run away from them, you feel that you're smart. That's true. But having said that, there's also another reason. So which is really a question of the chicken or the egg. There have been cases of police recklessness and, you know, abuse of power that has caused many Nigerians to imbibe behaviors like this. You know, where you have seen well-behaved, decent Nigerians who have been brutalized and harassed because they actually stopped, because they actually
things are planted even to the car.
or planted. So you have now put in the minds of Nigerians that if you are the one that escapes, you are the smarter one. So we're not justifying anything that has happened here, but we must talk to ourselves.
Everybody.
There is the root cause. Something happened somewhere that we have now become crazy police officers or crazy pedestrians or commuters on the road. There's a reason why that man behaved the way he behaved. He thought he has seen that many times you can get away with that behavior. And that was why he did that. So now this conversation really is, we're talking to every one of us.
Yeah. Okay, let me take Akere from the UK. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Hello, good morning, ladies.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, I just want to make my contribution.
Please.
What happened in Ibadan yesterday is tragic. But saying the policeman did the right thing, one of the lawyer, I think, she said the man will be free from the court. That's wrong. Not. That bullet would have hit any at the opposite direction. It was a target, not a straight bullet. But he shouldn't have done that. The faster, like the man, he should have used the bullet. They could have blocked that car with any other car. He had a loophole that he tried to maneuver. You can, like Nigeria, you know how we are in your country, our country over there. Everybody is just angry. Everyone is angry for not just cause. Now taking the life of the child, you, the father, and the passerby, not rescuing that little boy. It's something else. I mean,
thank you very much, Mr. Akere. You know, Mr. I'll come to you in a second, because when I watched that video yesterday, I couldn't sleep. I was just watching that child in his blue and white uniform, bleeding to death. Explain again. And I was like, this child is exactly where he's supposed to be, in his father's car, going to write his examination. In his father's car. Where else is safe for a child to be?
His first protector.
Where else?
In his father's car.
So I would say that only people who have something to hide run when a security official stops you. It's not today that we've driven and mistakenly entered one way, or the police are doing their stop and search in different areas and they stop you. And like Nima said from the beginning, many of these drivers, when you first of all employ them, depending on where they are coming from, they always want to, dodge the police. I keep shouting, stop. When they stop you, stop. Where are you rushing to? Are we not going to the house? Is it your house? Are we not going for the meeting? Is it not my meeting? If I'm late, I'm late. Stop, right? So that man apparently, whether it's trauma or baggage of old experiences, something has happened and we need to change that. That's one. Two, when I saw how people were just roaming around, nobody was going to help the boy, I understood perfectly, because good Samaritans and Nigerians suffer. When another person who had maybe looked at the child and said, let's do something, let's take this child to the hospital, carry the child to the hospital, and the child dies in your hand. They hold you. They hold you.
Because when I was in NYSC, you don't know that there's camera.
Yes.
So you don't want to take that responsibility.
Yes.
Then if you had known that there's camera, maybe you can carry it.
So they will hold you. They will hold you there, and if, except God wants to save you, you may even go to jail for that child because you were just trying to help. When I was doing my NYSC, I remembered I did it with we were doing our what's this thing that we do where we were visiting prisons. So I worked with lawyers, CDS, thank you, my darling. I worked with lawyers there. We'll go to the prisons. And we saw an elderly man and his son who have been in prison for many years. We're trying to sort their case. And one of the things, when we started asking questions, what happened to you? He said they are fishermen, no? They are from TV in Benue State. They are fishermen. They went to the river one day and they saw a floating body. And they say, what happened here? They carried this body straight to the hospital. That was how they jailed them. Accused them of killing the person and bringing the body to the hospital. Then they went to the morgue, and that's how they landed in prison for years. Father and son, elderly man and son. So many people have seen things where they tried to help, but at the end of the day, it backfires on you. So now you will not blame anybody for facing their direction and not wanting to help that boy. If the father in question cannot think of helping his son, is it me that I'm passing that I want to help the son?
You see this thing you just said. You see, this, and it's so painful to use these words. The whole Nigeria failed that child.
True.
Their entire system failed that child. Everything, every fiber that makes us a Nigerian failed that child.
We all are
because it's multifaceted.
Yes.
So many things have caused that child's death.
It's deep.
And it's so painful.
It's deep. But can I ask a question quickly, right? At what point does our police shoot where they are civilians? At what point do they shoot? Even if they were certain that those people were criminals. Looking at that area, that was a busy area. Were they right to have shot in that place?
They shouldn't have.
So I also feel like shooting might not have been the case, but you know, we also are dealing with a lot of criminality happening in recent times with the kidnapping and banditry. A lot of things are happening, so they can feel this. The person that is doing like this must be someone with something to hide. It brings me to community policing. Now, if this man actually lives within that area, obviously doing school runs in that area means he goes through that area often. We know ourselves. We know that car. Most people, I know security on my route to my children's school. I know the security officials there. I see them, I greet them. I know they know me. They know my car already. Even if they don't see me inside, they would flag down the car to just say hello. When we build community around our policing system, when we have relationship, if one person goes AWR one day, you have a relationship with them. You be like, that boy, we know in house, we will catch him later, because we know ourselves. They are, like Morayo said, it's multifaceted. But if we do not address all of these issues from the point of view to help us get better, we will still face it. We faced it before, we'll face it again.
Let me take this caller. Mohammed is holding for a while. Good morning, Mohammed. You're live. I'll come to you, Nima.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Mohammed. I'm calling from Kashi. I want to address this issue from three main angles: the police angle, the father, and the society in general. First and foremost, the policeman did not follow the rule of engagement.
He did not what?
I have military experience for over 30 years.
Okay.
And there's what we call rule of engagement.
Rules of engagement.
Number one, what was the nature of the patrol they are carrying out?
Thank you.
It's a traffic patrol, they're not
Yes.
for security, for armed robbery or whatever.
Okay.
The first thing, when you accustom somebody and you stop the person at the roadblock, the policeman is to first and foremost give one shot. If the man did not stop, you aim at the tire. But number two, you need to look at the situation where you're operating. If I shoot, will it affect the crowd? Have you ever, the policeman has also the option of chasing the man to try to track him down? No, he has not done all those things. If he's supposed to shoot, he's supposed to shoot up. The person in question here is not a threat to any security. He's not a threat to him. He is not attacking them. He's not firing any shot at them.
Exactly.
So the question of shooting at all is debatable, depending on the reason of the judge in this case. But according to the rule of engagement, first of all, you have 3 warning shots. One up, one last warning, and the other one, you aim at the driver and not just sporadically. Number two, there is a saying, Abiola used to say, his objective memory, he says it's only a foolish man that argues with a man that carries a rifle.
Carries a gun, yeah.
The father is a madman.
Madman.
But again, you also look at the situation of life. Yoruba people used to say, Akoba Adaboloma Yari. That was exactly what caught up with him. He was very, very, very careless in the first place to have.
He
Head
was
up.
careless with his children.
The only thing he could have done is to please, my son is writing an exam.
Yes,
Look at him at the back. Those people would have even listened to him.
Rational.
But it's not that something that God had it was going to happen. But if not, he was very, very wrong. Not to have stopped in the first place. And thereby endangering the life of his children.
Did.
Number 3, we are talking of the passers-by. You know, in Nigerian society, we have a problem. When something happens, we have lost our humanity. What we are interested in is how to get a video and post it on our status.
True.
Or to gossip about it. That was what was happening there. And number 2, we are afraid of being implicated if actually we get involved at the end of the day, like one of your panels is said so. And finally, too, the government, the society has failed that particular charge, just like you said. In a very sane society, you have cameras that can easily snap that particular person. They can trace him to his house. You don't need to shoot the person or chase the person.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. I have to let you go at this way because I have to go on a very short
Mohammed.
break. But thank you very much, Mohammed, for your views. It's going to short break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.